everybody, it's Tara here. Welcome back to my channel. Welcome back to my channel is right. I am back on the saddle and I have been recording and now I'm doing editing and voiceovers and the whole spiel. We are back and we are building. So, you may not know if you don't follow me on Twitter, but you should follow me on Twitter. My username is XOXO It is in the links below because no one knows how to spell Capelya, but that's fine. I have decided that I'm going to shoot for a goal of 3 videos a week in November, and due to some proper encouragement from my boyfriend and my friends, I have a strategy ahead, and right now the goal is going to be Monday, Wednesday, Friday we post videos, so let's see how that goes. I'm not too firm with a schedule right now. I think my goal is just to be sure that I get 3 videos a week, and if they end up being on 3 days in a row or 3 different days every week, then fine, so be it. But let's get down to the real important stuff. This is a ranch style build. I don't do this very often. My own personal house style is 2 stories. I'm currently living only in 1 story and it's a little bit driving me like totally bonkers. So it's not very normal for me to build a 1-story house in The Sims, at least not that has multiple bedrooms like this and looks family friendly. Usually my 1-story homes are starter homes for legacies that are going to be built onto and are definitely going to go into 2-story homes eventually. So this house is built as a 3-bedroom, 2-bathroom house, built as is. Like, you could add on to it if you wanted, of course, but it's meant to be a 1-story only home. I don't know why I wanted to build a ranch style, but inspiration struck and here we are. So I downloaded a save file that is entirely empty lots, so this is me kind of trying to slowly fill that in, and I know that that's going to take probably literally years. By the time it's finished, Sims 5 will be out, but that's fine. I am still having fun building in it right now, and it's a great place to go when I have inspiration and don't want to mess with my current save files. I play in the Simsy save. I have a save in Plumbella's save file, and then I have like my own where I go on the gallery and I steal a bunch of really cool lots and place them down and made my own little world. So I try not to mess with those too much because I like the way they look. So I decided I needed this blank world, so whenever I'm having building inspiration like this, I can just go and build. So now that we're a whole 2.5 minutes into the video, let me talk about the house. You'll see I played with the roof line a lot. I played with different ideas for like the size of each section. I thought that this side where it's entirely brick was like a converted garage in my mind, so that's why it has like the thinner windows and like it's completely different material. And then the chimney to the side, which isn't really a chimney inside, there's not a fireplace inside, but I forgot that I literally built that bump out to be a chimney and I was struggling to put the roof on it, and I was like, I don't need a roof here, this is meant to be a chimney. So fix that real quick. This back room, I knew I wanted like a sunroom of some sort, so that I played with for a while with the roof line, didn't like it, and then remembered that we had those super cool tiles from Island Living and that I wanted to use those, so I ended up making those work in the end. So overall, the roof ends up being a little more boring than I initially planned for it to be, but I think it has some cool accent pieces. It's kind of like, reminds me of somebody moved in here and wanted to just make it a little more modern, or it's also built in Brindleton Bay, so I thought that having some glass accents made really good sense because like you're kind of in a coastal beachy world. I kind of think of Brindleton Bay like Cape Cod type area. I don't know if that's what it's meant to be, but that's the vibe it gives me, like New England style. So I wanted to use those really like those light green tiles on the roof with that. They have like a, I don't know what the word is. Like, it's a very cutesy kind of, like, look to them that just gives me this New England house vibes. Pardon any sniffles. I've had a cold for a month and I'm just dying. So the sunroom ends up being, like, a perfect square so I can fit those tiles in evenly. I do end up adjusting them a little bit in the end, but it's okay. I think it came out really cute. I like that I added the front roof bit. I like the little overhang. I used like the perfect white picket fence. I just wanted this to be like a really cutesy house. So the only problem is I don't remember the budget. It's not a starter, obviously. There's a lot of space, there's a lot inside, but I don't think it was too bad. I want to say it was around like 70,000 simoleons, which really isn't that hard to get to if you've got 2 Sims working and like, doing their thing. Right now I'm playing Family, where I've got two sons that have jobs, and the one is in the tech guru career, so she programs, so she makes money from that, and then the other one is a chef, and he writes, because I'm trying to get him to write a cookbook eventually, and he makes money from writing as well. So they're grinding. They're doing the most. They live in San Myshuno, though, so they're paying rent, and it's expensive, but that's okay. So I did like a lot of these perfectly lined bushes that are little, they're not like perfectly groomed, but they're not all over the place wild. I wanted there to be a lot of greenery here. I wanted it to just feel like very suburban. I don't know how else to describe it, but I ended up really liking this house, and I hope you do too. It is really hard to fit a lot of stuff on one floor. I guess if it was bigger, obviously, but I just felt like, I don't know how people live in these ranch styles in real life. Like, I was like, where do I put everything? The sunroom ended up just being like a sitting room, like maybe a more formal living room. I don't know how else to describe it, but I did fit like a couch elsewhere, so it worked out in the end. But now we are just kind of doing some touching up. I added a very tiny foundation, like that, like one up, just so there's like a little entryway and like a little bit, like a place where I could put the stairs and a place where I could put those posts on the porch, so the roof made a little bit more sense. So I think that was a nice touch. I'm kind of glad I did that. It doesn't really make sense with the garage, so I thought about removing the garage and putting that on like its own, like doing like a split level thing inside. But since I ended up putting bedrooms over there, it wasn't worth it. And it's a converted garage, so it doesn't really matter. And we don't have cars, so it doesn't really matter. So I just caved and I left it. I thought about playing with the terrain too, but I had already done all the landscaping and I was scared. And so the moral of the story is the garage doesn't look like a garage anymore, but it's still, in my mind, it's a converted garage. Okay, so I put this is where the master suite is, so I put a bathroom in, and I learned that I can configure a 4x2 bathroom to hold everything: bathtub, shower, sink, toilet. So that was really impressive for me. I also really like the other, like, everyday, like, the children's bathroom / the bathroom guests would use. I think that Jungle Adventure tile was a really nice touch. This is one of my favorite kitchens ever. I left the struggle that I had with it because I really couldn't decide what color tone to go with, but then I had some inspiration. And you'll see it. You'll see it. It's almost like my brain just clicks when I realize that I can do a really cool thing with these, what are they called? Spandrels? Is that what they're called? I don't know. These things. So shit got real. That's all I gotta say. I was really impressed with this kitchen. I had a lot of fun, and I don't know. It was a very good choice in my mind. I have always loved that. I think that, where is that fridge from? Is that the Parenthood fridge, or is that, I don't know what that fridge is, but I love that fridge, and I've always loved the blue colorway. I'm guessing it's the Parenthood fridge because that's the Parenthood counters, right? This is a Parenthood kitchen. The Parenthood pack is very good for family style gameplay, obviously, but the packs that came in it like scream suburban house build, so a lot of Parenthood items came in handy when I was building this house. This is the sunroom that becomes like the formal sitting room. Like there's like a bookshelf, so it's like your skill building type room, even though there isn't really any activity in there other than whatever you can read. But it's what I imagined a skill building room would be. Because there's a living room area in the center of the house, you could very easily turn this into a skill building room if you needed to. Like an art studio would look fantastic in there with all the natural light, or even a gym if that's what you're into. Whatever your sim is into is really, really the deal. Music studio. Yeah, that's it. I don't know. But I really, really like how this room came out. I really like the color scheme, and it all started when I picked that painting. That's one of my favorite paintings in the whole game. I think it has some really cool swatches that match all sorts of different styles of houses. This room was a struggle, though, because I was bouncing around with different color schemes and what can I fit in here and how much is too much. And the only thing I wish is I kept this couch brown. I don't. I change it in a few minutes, maybe. You'll see it. But I wish I kept the couch brown because I think it looked really good with the brown frame around the painting. But I ended up doing the bookshelf and the coffee table brown, so it worked out in the end. But Yeah, I wish I kept the couch around. But overall, I really like this room, and this is a room I would love to hang out and read a book in. Like, it just looks so cozy. You just put yourself in that little chair in the corner right under the sunlight, kick your feet up on the coffee table, read a book, look out at the pool. Come on. I mean, that's a beautiful view. That's a suburban view. So yeah, this room came out really cool. I was a big fan. Now we're going to go back and finish up the kitchen now that we've got the layout, we've got that room done, and we're going to do some clutter. And so I kind of did this half wall behind it, imagining that it was like a bar we could sit at and eat breakfast or whatever. Obviously, your Sims can't actually do that, which is kind of a shame. But I decorated it in a way that it looks like that's what its purpose was. So I think that that came out really cute, especially using those blue chairs, again, from Parenthood. I put a lot of little like knickknacks here and there on that bar when I like came across them and build. I don't know, I think it was really cute kitchenette. It's like my favorite kitchen I've done in a really long time because it's I don't know. I love Parenthood, but my actual style of building when I'm playing like with myself, with my families, my gameplay, I like a little bit more modern, a little bit more edgy or really colorful. And I don't know if you can hear my cat meowing outside my door right now. He's really sad. He's not in the office with me. Oh, I feel so bad. But this whole living room living room, kitchen, dining room combo ended up really blue. And I kind of really like it. I don't know. It's different. It's very blue. But I think it was relaxing and it was a cool vibe. And I don't know. I think I'm very happy with it. Oh my god, if you can't hear my cat, I feel so bad for myself, like having to listen to it and you not hearing it. He's so sad. Anyway, we're putting a little nook over here where we're going to have a desk and a computer. I changed out the console table, I guess we'll call it, because I had that kind of modern-ish one from Get Famous. And even though the table in the sunroom is modern, like this room felt way too traditional, so I had to swap it out. And I think that looks a lot better, and I'm really glad I did that in the end. Kitchen lighting, living room lighting, yeah. I like put all those saucers in when I'm decorating or like doing the floor plan and stuff, but I like to take them out for actual gameplay because even though the lighting is beautiful, it's not very realistic in my opinion. But I like a little bit of a warmer light, and I know I can change the tone, but to me, it's just more fun to use different lights because I feel like that's a little more realistic than having the same light in every room of your house. This bedroom takes a turn real quick back to where we actually are in the build. I don't know, just give me a minute. It's this rug. This rug is what does it. It takes a turn after that. I decided that I needed to use this bassinet, even though I was going to place a toddler in this room, and I put a toddler bed as well, but that bassinet from Realm of Magic is amazing. That's one of my favorite items in the game, and I don't know how long I'm going to keep saying that because it is a newer item, but we needed a new bassinet, especially if they weren't going to upgrade babies, and babies were just going to have to live in bassinets. Like, I needed something newer and cuter, and I love that. So we ended up doing this room very like pink and teal and like purplies, and I love it so much. I do this little like stuffed animal corner that I think is so stinking cute, and I just like filled it up with all sorts of stuffed animals, and I don't know, this little girl is adorable in my mind. She's got like the cutest room, and she's like super angelic and super cute. I did end up making a family for this house actually, and I moved them in, and I didn't really play them, but I just felt like I kind of want to do that with this neighborhood, is if I'm going to continue to build houses that I have inspiration for, and then like I'm decorating bedrooms thinking of Sims in mind, like to make that family and move them in, and then this will actually be a save file that has all these people in it. And if I don't think of that, then then I won't do it. Like this, I just had people in mind as I was decorating. I feel like with starter homes, maybe I won't as much, or, maybe I'd leave some blank, but I don't know. I knew that I was going to have a daughter and a son and a mom, and I just have this perfect little family in my mind, and I ended up making a really unique family that like, they're, I don't know, the Sims look different than what I usually make them as. I did a lot of randomizing and kind of wanted them to be more unique and different than what I'm used to making. And I don't know, I had a lot of fun, and I think they came out really cute. Anyway, we're on the master bedroom now. I started with an item. I started with that bed and that color and wanting to use that, and just like it took off from there. The same thing happens in the other child's room, which is the one next door, where I said I was going to pick a bed from, I think it's the kids' room bed. Is that what it is? And I was going to pick a swatch I've never used, and that was this green and gray one. And I really liked it, and I really liked the color of the wood, how it looked with the carpet. It was like a perfect match. So I really, really liked this bedroom too. But as we were getting through this bedroom, we were getting towards the end of the video. So we're going to fill this room up, throw some stuff around, that kind of thing. And then we'll be pretty much done. Now, I did give this kid a desk. I did not give him a computer. I figured there's a computer in the house. He is still a kid, but he could do his homework at his desk, and then when he gets older, maybe they get him a laptop. That's one of my favorite things we have in the game now, laptops. That was such a random thing for that to come with Strangerville, but you know what? I don't care. Like, you would expect that to come with something like Discover University, which I'm so excited about, by the way. That's a whole nother conversation. But it didn't. Oh well. So here we go. We're finishing up the backyard, putting some landscaping around, putting some items by the pool, a little bit of gardening for, I don't know, mom or dad. Somebody's into gardening. I put the little sprinkler there the kids can play in, or can like water the plants. I put a few little activities for the kitties out back. I don't know, I just think this house is so cute. I love it so much. I hope you enjoyed it, and I hope that you come back for the next build, and I can't wait to see you guys soon. Bye everybody.